your home cooked meals every single day. You're trying to meditate, you're trying to do yoga, Pilates, all of these things. And you're trying to eat clean, but then the weekend rolls in and you fall off. Or maybe you do it really well for 2 weeks, a month, and you burn out. You're tired. And you're now thinking, I just need more discipline. I need to be more disciplined. I need to want it bad enough because they told you if you're not seeing the results and you're not able to have the perfect morning routine, something is wrong with you. You are not disciplined. However, you work a full time job, you're a manager, a decision maker, you probably have kids, a family, you wash, you cook, you clean, you drop your parents off or your kids off, you pick them up. So you are having a full job plus a family or a partner that you need to care for, plus care for yourself, plus a whole ecosystem of people who require your attention and your time. So the first person that gets dropped off the list is you. Everyone else becomes a priority first because you have to show up for them. So when it becomes your time, you say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. You cancel on yourself to show up for your friends. And I'm not using that to say that you're, not serious about yourself. I'm saying that maybe you're doing too much for everyone else and not enough for yourself. I was talking to a lady this morning and she said she's studying, she has 3 kids, she works a corporate job, and she's pretty, busy. She's not sleeping that well. Plus, she has exams coming up, and she fell off with her workout routine, but she thinks she's not disciplined enough. And I said, okay, and what time do you normally go to work? Go to the gym. She goes to the gym like at 5 and then, goes to work right after. That's not somebody with a discipline problem. You see, I used to wake up in the mornings at 4. I'll journal, meditate, do yoga, then go to the gym. Then after the gym, make breakfast, go to work. At work, I'll be sitting in the same spot for 8 hours, 10 hours. Then after, I'll make content, I'll run a business, I'll check in with clients. There's so much that's going on there. Plus pick up my family members, drop them home. There's only so many hours in a day. Then you have your other non-negotiables, the cleaning, the cooking, the 3 home-cooked meals every day. I said, these are a lot of things that you think is not adding up. And maybe what you need to do is reduce the ask. Because I was reading a book and I think it's You Are a Badass at Making Money or something like that. And the author, Jen, I can't remember Jen's last name. I think it's Shapiro, but if I got it wrong. Anyways, one of the main things she highlighted, she said, why are there more millionaires that are men than women? And she said, because men aren't cooking, cleaning, washing, tidying up the house. These typically they're not dropping off their kids and picking them up every day from school. They're not preparing breakfast, lunch, like all these small tasks. They sound like it's not a lot, but it is. It adds up. And something like meal prepping once per week has automated a lot for me where I just reheat my meals and I save myself around 7 hours per week, which allows me to do 1 hour walk every single day. So maybe if you are here thinking you're not being disciplined, maybe you need to reduce the ask. Maybe it's that you need to have a dishwasher instead of washing everything by hand, because having a dishwasher saves me 15 minutes 2 times a day. That's 30 minutes for the whole day. That is 3.5 hours for the whole week. And it sounds like it's not a lot of time, but if you got 3 hours more sleep, do you think you'll be more energized? Do you think you'll feel less overwhelmed? Think about all the other small tasks that you have. Maybe it means that you're not going to cook a breakfast from scratch every morning. Maybe it means that you'll portion your food from before when you meal prep. These smaller things do make a huge difference. And I think that's going to be a very important part of how you start time managing so that you can actually get enough time for yourself, actually have the energy to sleep, to recover. And maybe you don't need a 10-step morning routine, because I personally found that to not be the most beneficial or productive. Sometimes you need time just being, doing nothing. You need more time, time where you can just unwind, relax. Because if you spend your day catering to everyone else, what happens to you at the end of the day? That's where you find yourself scrolling and watching Netflix until 2 in the morning and saying that I can't sleep because your whole day felt like it was for everyone else. I didn't have a minute to breathe for yourself. And I think that's something that you should probably look at. 4 efficient workout days where you're actually hitting your goals, getting stronger, building muscle is far more beneficial than 7 days in the gym or 6 days where you are super exhausted and you're not recovering properly, which is why my clients and I, we do 3 to 4 workouts per week, not because we're lazy, but we are efficient. And efficiency is the name of the game. That's how you are able to maintain this and sustain it for the rest of your life. And that's the difference between the women that lose the weight and keep it off. These simple, small, actionable tools that they utilize, they manage their time better. So it's not that they're more disciplined. I think maybe it's a little bit more of they're more organized and they don't gaslight themselves. So I think that's something to look into. All right, hi. So I just wanted to share that. I thought that was a very interesting conversation. So action step before I read the comments. One, do a time audit. Look at what your day is like. What are the things that you spend your day doing every hour? Just write it down and you'll see what you're doing throughout the day. Um, Look at the small tasks that you're doing. Washing, cooking, cleaning. How many times do you clean for the week? How many times do you wipe the house? These things, they do make a big difference. And there are small tools that you can use to help to reduce the ask. How many times are you washing dishes for the week? Do you have a dishwasher? Can you just load the dishwasher and then run the dishwasher at nights versus having to wash your dishes all day? Those things are very important. Hello, Monique. Hello, Fernanda, Joan, Robert. Thank you. All right, so appreciate you guys watching. Um, as always, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoyed this live stream and this bit of knowledge. And yeah, I think the name of the game is maybe you don't need to be doing more. Maybe it's doing a little bit less and having more time for yourself. And I think that's the most important part about it. All right. Thank you for watching.